Emem has some tricks up her sleeve. Okay, she's not wearing sleeves today. So
right.
It doesn't work.
I have magic tricks. I'm going to be working some. Anyway, it's not magic basically. It's just a few tricks that you could learn that you could incorporate into, your everyday, routine in the kitchen, whatever. So I'm just going to be showing you a few kitchen hacks this morning. And well, I'm going to be bantering, of course, with Chef Mary Jane and Titi because we are women. We spend most of the time, or some of our time in the kitchen as well. So
sometimes quite too.
Yeah. Okay, so Chef Mary Jane, I'm going to start with you. This happens to us all the time when you're like cutting your onions. And how do you...
Where's the salt?
Which salt?
Which salt, right?
You want to cut onions now, the thing we...
But do you know that while cutting your onions, to avoid or to prevent, tears from dropping or to prevent onions from making you cry, what you could do is put a slice of bread in your mouth.
Okay.
Yeah.
What?
Wow. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. You know what it actually does? What the bread does is it actually absorbs the vapor from the onions that makes you teary.
Emem, this is another one.
No, you should try it. You should try it instead of, salt, really. I would never take salt.
Okay.
There's some of us that are trying to cut down on salt in our food. So,
but us, we are already used to cutting onions, so we don't used to know if you used to enter our eyes.
This would actually help to absorb, all the...
slice of bread in your mouth.
Yes.
And you just hold it there while you're chopping.
While you're chopping your onions.
Kind of bread matter.
All right.
No, bread is bread.
I just wanted to be sure.
All right. So a second hack I'll be teaching you this morning is, I'm just going to move these onions. Maybe put it close to your eyes. All right. So, there are times where when you have your boiled egg and then you want to cut it and then it breaks. It just could be a mess. What you can do is take your knife and put it in cold water.
So cold water, like refrigerated cold water, or just room?
Cold water.
Okay.
Yeah, not room temperature, cold water. So you dip your knife in cold water and then you use it to cut then you could use the knife to cut your egg.
Okay.
And then you can see how smooth it looks. So it avoids the egg yolk from breaking.
Okay.
Which could, it can be a mess. I've had issues with that like several times, and I use this trick and it works. Yeah.
Okay, so make sure your knife is cold. Cold water.
Yeah.
Helps you slice boiled eggs
better and smoother. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Then, how do you preserve your pasta or your spaghetti when you bring it out when you bring it out of the...
That actually happens.
Because I used to use 1.5 packets in the house. So what happened to
exactly. Where do you put the remaining half?
You do to the remaining half.
Exactly. Well, I'm going to teach you today another way to preserve your spaghetti or your pasta. Okay. So, what I have done here already is I have 2 plastic bottles. If you notice, one is, taller, bigger than the other. Yeah. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put my pasta, which I've taken out of the pack, in it. And I'm going to cover it.
Okay.
Up.
Like that.
In a case where it doesn't, you could just break it.
Okay.
Oops.
But my kids love
some people think it's really like a very strong person that can break spaghetti like that.
Kids love that part.
I'm very strong.
Yes, you are.
Yes. So what I'm going to do is take the other half and cover it up nicely.
So if you don't have one of those airtight sealed containers, you don't have to worry.
Yeah, you could do this. You could use use 2 plastic bottles, cut them open and seal them up nicely. So you have to do this carefully, but make sure that the other half enters the other one. See?
Yeah, so I almost bought a spaghetti container for like almost 3.5. This is
when you could have just used 2 empty plastic bottles.
Water with sis.
Thank you.
And this looks really nice. It's mine.
It does.
So I'm so proud of this. I promise you.
Really nice.
When I learned of this hack, I was like, oh my world, oh my world. This some of these hacks are just quite easy, and they just make life easier, you know, like.
The worst is I can even see it. I'll just leave it on the table. Do you know sometimes I even forget that I had one half spaghetti
somewhere, right?
But as it is like this, by the time you drop it in the pantry or where you keep your
in your
food
cabinets,
things,
it looks really nice.
it just woo.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
And it's just easy to
works.
assess, like,
yes,
you know.
you just keep seeing it on your face.
Thank you, Emem,
So that's
for that
it
one.
on my hacks for today. I hope you guys have been able to learn one or two things though. I know Titi has been
I'm
able to learn
looking at that
something.
cucumber
Slime.
and that lime there.
Okay, so I wasn't exactly sure if, well, anyways, now that you've mentioned it, maybe I should just go to it. Okay, so what happens when you cut open a cucumber or an orange and you don't know what to do with the remaining half?
Oh, okay.
Interesting to know.
So once it's sliced, I don't know, I probably have to find a bag, you know, and wrap it up. All right, Mary Jane, is that what you do? I don't know, or you find a container or something?
Nigerian
Well,
food.
okay, what you can just do is you can take the, let's say you have your two halves, yeah?
Half a
And
line,
let's say
yeah.
you've taken one half. What you can do is the other half, you put it on the half that you haven't taken,
Okay.
and then you use a toothpick to hold it together.
For real?
Like,
Yeah.
it's easy. Like, who would have
And
told?
you just hold it together?
Yeah.
So you're saying it will still stay fresh?
Yes, it will still stay fresh, and then you put it in the
Because the
fridge.
second one is still moisturizing
Exactly,
the
the other one.
Wow. Wow. Wow, that's
All
cool.
right, so I'm sorry. All right, Emem, so thank you so much for that one. Chef Mary Jane has been cooking, you know, and